And he sent me 19 times on the morning of February 19th, 8.9 euro mention request. Aggressively sent it to me 19 times on the morning of February 19th to try to make me feel like he was going to steal all my money as soon as my brain savant would get freed. Money that I would never give a single penny of to anyone ever. And so basically, these people, like Farah the Greedy Framer and her framer siblings, like my dad the Greedy Framer, were all in it for money. And every single time, and since 2024, Farah the Greedy Framer has done absolutely nothing except for try to run after me to try to get me to marry her daughter. Even incest ads for Sheba Fancy Feast cat food in 2024 while sending me Harbor Freight Hercules ads for her daughter. And this incest ad obviously was a known fact, since on March 7, 2026, she sent me a porn star named Sunny Leone's picture with her name's Farah written on it. So these things Farah the Greedy Framer had been greedily trying to do from long before, only for these people like Farah the Greedy Framer. On February 17th at 3:02 a.m., she moved on to not just sending me all these blackmails with Martha Stewart and other aliases names on it for her, she ended up sending me blackmail price tags for millions of dollars, like $60 million, coming from them 9 times to me. Like a psychopath, she was running after money and harassing me out of extreme envy, rage, and anger that she and her daughter, whom she had law enforcement send me advertisements for, you could check with law enforcement yourself, I was not willing to marry. And that is why she had tried to frame me enviously on November 20th, 2025. She even sent me advertisements for her daughter on March 9th, 2026, and then again on April 6th, 2026. After she sent it to me for her weirdo daughter on April 6th, 2026, I got sick and tired of it. I took those ads and I sent it right back to her on her WhatsApp. And I told her, this needs to stop. I don't want your daughter. I do not want to marry her. Just because you're caught with more set of lies doesn't mean you're going to try to force me to marry your weirdo daughter. I don't want her. And I told her straight out on WhatsApp. So this is about extreme greed and extreme envy. And if someone like Farah the Greedy Framer has never witnessed me commit any crimes, there's no evidence of it, and all she's done till now is lie after lie about me, then she has no right taking talking points from law enforcement and trying to repeat that for herself only because I refuse to marry her daughter and she wants to enviously lock up my brain savant. Since even recently on March 9th and April 6th, I refused to marry her daughter. And so much so that on April 6th, when I received the ads for her weirdo daughter to try to force me to marry her weirdo daughter on April 6th, I took those ads and I sent it right back to her, letting her know that I did not want to marry her. So please just let me go. So if Farah the Greedy Framer has nothing on me because November 20th, 2025 that she was involved in, and all those set of lies that they had already confessed to the government informant that those were lies that came out mid-March 2026, and all those set of lies that she aggressively pushed forward that were caught from the phone conversations that had to be retrieved. If we find out now that there's absolutely nothing that Farah the Greedy Framer has against me that I could have even remotely have done, then you have to remember the fact that she has nothing on me. She can't just take talking points from law enforcement and try to use that for her because she wants to enviously lock up my brain savant because I don't want to go with her daughter, which she was even trying to force me to do on March 9th and April 6th. Her ugly, weirdo-looking daughter, I do not want to go with. And on April 6th, I got so sick and tired of being sent these ads for her weirdo, ugly-looking daughter that I took those ads and sent it right back to her, letting her know that I was not interested in marrying her daughter, so please stop sending me these ads for her weirdo, ugly-looking daughter. I don't want her. Just because I don't want to marry her daughter, which you can ask law enforcement, she was sending me ads and requests for, even on April 6th, after I had already refused on March 9th, like it was something you could force someone to do just due to greed for their brain savant money. You can ask law enforcement. They will tell you that, yes, she asked March 9th, she asked April 6th. She's been trying to do this every single time she gets caught with lies. She cannot enviously try to lock up my brain savant just because she couldn't force me to marry her daughter. This is not how law and order works. And if law enforcement has talking points, then they have to use it themselves. Just because all they've done is run sex schemes with Uncle Joey's in-laws since 2001 and money fraud that's still being wire transferred till this day does not mean that they could just take their talking points and give it to someone like Farrah the Greedy Framer, only because all her talking points have all been caught as being complete and total lies. So all her talking points get found out as being complete and total lies, and every single time they get caught, like March 9, April 6, she tries to force me to marry her daughter again. And after April 6th, I got so sick and tired of it. I took those same ads for her weirdo, ugly-looking daughter, and I sent it right back to her on her WhatsApp, letting her know that, look, you've been caught with all your lies. Doesn't mean you're going to try to force me to marry your daughter, thinking that I don't know that you've been caught with your lies, and I'm going to end up marrying your daughter so that if I try to leave her, then you're going to make accusations against me about me raping your daughter or doing something to her only to try to get money out of me some way afterwards. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to marry your daughter. I know you're only trying to force me to marry her because you've been caught with your lies. And marriage does not work by force, and I don't want to do it. And I messaged her after April 6th because I got sick and tired of being asked to marry her weirdo, ugly-looking daughter. I didn't want her. And just because she's caught with her lies does not give her the right to try to ask me again one more time if I wanted to marry her daughter or not. I don't want to do it. I had already refused on March 9th, and the entire year of 2024, it became clear that there were a lot of other girls out there, and if my brain savant got free, then obviously I would go with someone else. March 9th, she asked me again, said I had told her I don't want her. March 9th, 2026. And then she asked me on April 6th again, April 6th, 2026. I got sick and tired of it after April 6th, 2026. I screenshotted all the screenshots for all the advertisements sent for her weirdo, ugly-looking daughter, and I sent it right back to her on her WhatsApp, letting her know that, look, I get your point. You want me to marry your daughter? I don't want to do it. Please don't send it to me ever again. So, yeah, just because Farrah the Greedy Framer's envious tactics of trying to lock up my brain savant so that no one else's daughter could benefit from it, just because hers couldn't, and all her lies and fabrications on November 20th and afterwards were caught with the government informant, and all her lies, aggressive pushes were found out to be lies through phone conversations having to be retrieved, does not give her the right to now take talking points from law enforcement just because law enforcement cannot use these talking points due to the fact that law enforcement's only run sex schemes with Uncle Joey's in-laws since 2001 and money fraud for years and years. Farrah the Greedy Framer is just taking those and trying to use that to enviously lock up my brain savant just because I don't want to go with her daughter. Her weirdo, ugly-looking daughter, I don't want. I told her in 2024, she didn't listen, so she tried again. And on March 9, 2026, I told her again, March 9, 2026, through law enforcement, I don't want her. And then April 6, 2026, she sends it again. So I take pictures of it this time and I send it back to her on WhatsApp, letting her know, like, look, I get your point. You want me to marry your daughter because you're caught with lies. I don't want to do it. It's not something you can force someone to do. So just because Farrah the Greedy Framer's envious tactics of failing to enviously lock up my brain savant using false testimonies November 20th, 2025, later on with the early March 2026 ones that were caught with a government informant testifying that they had already confessed to this being lies, to the later on ones that were aggressively pushed by Farrah the Greedy Framer that were also found to be complete and total lies from the phone conversations retrieved, does not mean that now that all her statements and talking points have been found to be complete and total lies, that it gives her the right to now go and take talking points from law enforcement and try to use those against me. That makes no sense, since she is obviously doing all of this out of extreme envy to lock up my brain savant so no one else's daughter could get the brain savant money that hers couldn't, to switching to greed, to trying to force me to marry her daughter every single time she gets caught. And now she doesn't have any talking points left anymore because no one's going to believe it anymore. Every one of them have been caught as being found to be complete and total lies, due to which now she's taking talking points from law enforcement and trying to use those against me. This makes no sense. Law enforcement should use their own talking points, and Farrah the Greedy Framer, if she's never witnessed me commit any crimes, do anything bad her entire life, not even remotely. And all the things that she tried to claim about me have been found to be complete and total lies, then she has no right trying to do this against me. Just because I don't want to marry your daughter does not give you the right to try to enviously lock up my brain savant and then try to greedily run after me every single time you get caught lying to try to enviously lock up my brain savant. Further, Greedy Framer has even sent me blackmail price tags for millions of dollars, including a $60 million one that was sent to me 9 times for coming from Florida. I will not give 0 pennies to anyone asking me for any money. This is all mine. My brain savant gets freed. It's my mother's hard work. She worked all her life at fast food restaurants and food line grocery stores to help raise me. This is my money and hers. We're not sharing it with anyone. That's all I had to say. Thank you very much.